Captain, incoming message.
Intruder alert on deck 8. Enter authorization code. Command functions are offline. Automatic defense procedures initiated. Diagnostic complete. Sensors are functioning normally.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Trek Log, or as we might be calling it, Star Trek Recovery or Star Trek Rehab. I don't know, whichever one to talk about. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm here alone right now in the transporter. Okay, I gotta beam the rest of the crew in. Okay, just a moment. So okay, all right, they look like they're in one piece.
I said, couldn't you wait 10 minutes for the fucking shower? Jesus Christ, Rob, give me a fucking towel at least.
Damn it.
Was that supposed to make me tickly?
Yes.
I thought you were my loofah sponge. I didn't mean to grab. Yeah,
I made some upgrades to the
upgrade.
I made a couple upgrades to the transport. We put in an orgasmatron.
Figure out if I'm in the goddamn shower or not, Rob. Jesus fucking. Oh.
Yeah, well, for like I said, for Mecca, we put in the Orgasmatron 3000 in the transporter, so it's just to give her yes, just to give her a little.
Yeah, I accidentally turned that on the other day. My butt still hurts. Thanks for warning me.
No, well, we do what we can, Rob's able to rub one out. No. So okay, let's head up to the bridge now. So how's everybody doing out there? So
in need of Star Trek recovery after that last episode. Holy shit.
Yes, we did. Yes. So anyway, brother. So all right. So okay, yeah, we do need Star Trek recovery. We're taking it down to the medical bay. For God's sake, I know. So then, let me tell you something. While we're in the turbo lift, I no longer hate this show. I'm just bored by it.
Yeah,
this wasn't the worst episode. It wasn't that bad, but a lot of it was just boring. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't the worst episode. It's just boring now.
You got to see Pike captain. He got the captain a little bit.
Until Saru said was just a complete disrespectful bitch to him, but.
Well, I'm talking about later when he gives him the ultimatum and shit. He's
yeah.
Okay, so anyway, this episode's called "The Sound of Thunder," and no, Chris Hemsworth does not make a special appearance in this. So anyway, so the space booger,
the sound of thunder.
So okay, we don't get to see Tilly in the space booger.
Good.
That was a good reference.
I
don't do a good Bob Seger.
Oh. So I'm having trouble. I'm actually having trouble remembering this episode. It was so kind of forgettable.
Oh, me too. It was like some Stargate stuff and the globe and the tar monster and.
As best as I can remember, they're getting a signal from the Red Angel from the Kelpian homeworld, and this world has been contacted. Oh, it's my homeworld. I never thought I had to go back again, and it turns out they're going back again. And after Saru's balls dropped, he's brave now. Wouldn't you know it? Let me hydrate.
Yeah, so they took away the one thing that was interesting about his character.
Yes, and they turned him into a rage monster. Mm-hmm. So, and Saru has to go back down to the planet, and of course, Mikey Spock, being a xenoanthropologist, I'm like, oh god, she's a like I said, there's a new thing and a new list to her credits every freaking week.
Well, she had that one originally from the first episode, but then they added, and she was a test pilot, and then she knows kung fu and all these other things. So.
And next week, I keep saying, she'll be an award-winning chef. So anyway, and so Saru's protesting, oh, I should go down there, blah, blah, blah. There's a big scene, and he's actually confronting Pike, and Mikey Spock has to jump in and make peace, saying, oh, Saru's probably the best person to go down because they've never seen a human before. And that kind of makes sense. But, actually, we got a super chat. Let me see who's getting super chat. Captain Hare, $5 super chat. You're all beyond recovery. We're on Star Trek assisted suicide. Oh, it's not Dr. McCoy. It's Dr. Kevorkian now. So anyway,
maybe he's the one who's the ship's doctor. We don't know.
Thank you for the super chat, though. So continue with this stupid story.
So anyway, actually, there's a thing about how there's a scene about how Saru's been relieved of his position, and there's a big confrontation. Blah blah. Saru, remove yourself from the bridge, and then he goes down to the transporter room and sets a timer for 60 seconds, which is just enough time for Mikey Spock to come in and say, Saru, get off the transporter pad. And he actually, this is one thing I liked about this. This is the one scene I liked about this show, about this episode. He turns around and says to Mikey Spock, or else what? Finally, somebody told Mikey Spock to go fuck themselves.
And they were right, and she let them go. But it's only because he goes, wouldn't you do the same for your brother? So you know that he knew exactly what to say.
But it's the idea, though, that they show somebody with backbone.
Well, I kind of like that part, but now they kind of ruined this character. Like I said, what made him unique before, this is going to grow old after about 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah. Well, he has to overcome his rage.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
I'm just tired of him. I'm just tired of listening to Saru. He's weird to look at. He's ugh.
Sorry, but I jumped ahead a bit. So
is it weird that they seem to cheap out a little bit on the makeup this year compared to last year too?
Yeah,
I think they ran out of money. But anyway, I'm skipping ahead over here. So anyway, Mikey Spock and Saru beam down to the planet, and so and again, a pre-warp society, and they beam down right into the middle of their village.
Mm-hmm.
Right in front of the whole, isn't it?
No, they had to walk a little bit, but not doing a whole lot to uphold General Order 1, are they?
The what now?
General Order 1.
I know.
Okay.
Well, they just bring that up last episode, and it was just like, no, don't care. I don't care what I said to Georgiou. I just don't give a fuck. It's like, okay, I get that part of the character, and this is at least a more Trek kind of episode in a way. And then that black goo shows up, and I'm like, oh, is this that black goo from TNG? And this is the first episode that Kurtzman had anything to do with, or well, not anything to do with. This is the first one. He was the complete showrunner now. So Herbert's whatever the hell are out.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Oh, for God's sake, Alex Klutzman. So anyway, where was I? I don't even care anymore. So anyway,
I don't know. We had a bunch of technobabble bullshit. Saru goes down,
and we find out that the communicator is also the universal translator. Since when? Since
script says so.
Since I'm too lazy to write a reason why not.
I was like what Luz Black says, because why the fuck not? I mean,
pretty much.
If your show is completely pointless, you might as well just take it to the max.
That's where we're at, really. You got a point there. That's about where we're at with this show. It's like, you know what? I'm forgiving some of the stupid shit at this point because it's either A, entertaining or makes me laugh, or at least makes me pay attention to this boring, drab shit.
Yeah, this one was just boring.
Yeah.
The only thing I got was when Pike was standing there just like, you know what? I'm going to show you my dick, motherfucker. Let's see yours.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah. So, but giggity. I didn't know Pike went that way. Jeez. So anyway.
No, he's being a captain for once. He's like, all right, you guys want to play hardball? We'll play hardball.
Showing some authority. So anyway, but I did kind of, you know what? There was kind of a part I liked. I did kind of like the whole thing with Saru and his sister and explaining about the different species in the galaxy and her just being overwhelmed, because that is how someone who is grown up and been raised in a way to think that they are the only people in the universe would think. You know what I mean? I did kind of like that part. That part was her expressing that wonderment at there can't possibly be many more thousands of species in the galaxy. Oh, there's hundreds of thousands. She's just awestruck by the idea. So I kind of like that, but like everything else, you know, it passes and we get back to being awful. So anyway, the big monolith or whatever it is, is not happy. The all-seeing eye, like I said, Baul, you know, they take okay, I'm bored. I'm bored talking about it.
Okay, yeah. So the short version is
let's cut to the minor B plot. Okay,
there's no real minor B plot really, but go ahead.
Well, the minor B plot is resolved in about 5 minutes. Called Doctor, my so-called life is in the.
We forgot about him. That's what it felt like. It's like, okay, we start out the show with him. That's the kicker of the show, and then they don't go back to him again at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
if they did.
He's in the sick bay, and they ripped off an idea from the World's End. He goes, "Yo, your new body was created by DNA, and that scar you had that's gone now because your DNA has been that's the exact same thing from the World's End." I said, "Hey, wait a minute! Somebody watched the World's End last week, didn't they?"
Probably.
That's where we are now. Captain Hare, the whole show is a minor B plot. So anyway,
Kurtzman, do you expect him not to rip something else off?
Oh, well, he ripped off the Baul. This kind of sounds like the Gwawuld from Stargate. They have pyramid ships. They have giant obelisks. You know, there's even a point where they kind of are ripping off like some other Stargate elements here and there. Like,
I'm sure somebody's like, you know what? This is just like the Tar in TNG.
And then that was the big one. It's just like the Tar monster.
Put a creature in it. Put a creature in it. It's different.
Yeah, put the black tar monster. Yeah. From TN. That's what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. That's what I thought at first too. It sounds like it, looks like it. Oh, that's what they're doing already.
Yeah, Wondering Lisa says The World's End was filmed where she lives. I love The World's End. I love that movie. Great movie.
What was that from?
Can we talk about The World's End instead?
Yeah, that's more interesting. Well, yeah, so I was going to shorten this up. So basically, they dump that B plot. We don't find anything else about the Doctor the rest of the show. But everybody else gets together, does their techno babble, and figures out that the what the hell is the bad guy's name? The Babu.
The bowel movements.
The bowel
movements. The bowel movements used to be the inferior species, and now they've turned around and basically killed all but what's left of Saru's species and been lying to him all this year, and very piss poor writing job. I'm sorry, a 4-year-old could have wrote this plot better than this.
Mm-hmm.
A 4-year-old did write it.
It was more interesting the plot I made up in my head. I was more entertained watching the lemur video afterwards.
So anyway, it turns out the living planet, Ego the living planet, that they had a couple weeks ago, that had all the information they need, and Nebula transcoded the information, and Mikey Spock was able to come up with an idea for everybody, to save everybody. Of course, because Mikey Spock came up with the idea. Because she knows everything.
So yeah, so they set off everybody. They make all the Kelpian have their puberty real quick, so they all grow some balls, so they can fight against the ball movement. And then the ball movement's like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna blow up the whole fucking planet. And then that's when Pike's like, oh no, you're not. And Pike's like, well, we'll take out as many as we can. And then all of a sudden, all of them go out. And Science Chick's like, oh. Or Lisa left eye, wasn't it? It's like, I don't know, something like a massive
energy surge or whatever,
or not an energy surge. What do they call that when the type of bomb where they drop it and all it does is kill electrical shit? I can't remember.
EMP, electromagnetic pulse.
About we've never seen an electromagnetic. It had to be a huge electromagnetic pulse to be able to do what it did. Blah blah blah. And then we figure out it's the stupid Red Angel, and Saru gets a closer look at it, realizes that it's probably just Iron Man in a suit, or that chick from Ant-Man and Wasp in the gray suit is what it looked like.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I'm going to see if I can find a picture of the Red Angel. There's got to be a picture up by now. So keep talking.
Well, it looks like Sonequa Martin Green because it's got the hair. It's got her haircut.
And it's got boobs too, so
a little bit, and no figure.
It's probably her from the future.
Yeah. Gary seems to agree from over
Probably.
Ironic. Yeah.
And it's either her or Spock. I would like to think it was Pike, but it's not going to be Pike.
No.
Boop, boop.
So, but for God's sake, it's just getting, like I said, we're no longer angry now. We're just bored by this.
I'm tired of it.
Okay. What was there anything you liked? I mean, like I said, there was that one brief instant that we liked, that I liked, but it was gone, and that was it.
I like the idea. It's a good idea. The whole Kelpian idea, Saru idea, his race idea, all that is interesting Star Trek type stuff. The problem is the execution is piss poor. It's executed by a 12-year-old girl. Nothing against girls out there. It's just a 12-year-old girl who's never seen Star Trek, mind you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least, and I'm not trying to be, sexist or anything like that. It's just the nonsensical shit that a 12-year-old girl would think of is like, if it was written by a 12-year-old boy, it'd just be a bunch of pew, pew, pew stuff. Okay, so when that type of shit happens, that's when it feels like it's being written by a 12-year-old boy. Okay, this episode was more thinky, hence that's why I picked 12-year-old girl. And that's what I mean. It's like the structure of the whole fucking thing is so fucking stupid and convoluted. It's like it's a really simple idea that you made so stupid that I don't even have any interest in it anymore. And Saru was the most interesting character at first.
Yep. Exactly. You're exactly right. So they just totally ruined Saru.
And what is with this whole thing about sound waves in space?
I didn't.
Akiva Goldsman's got a boner for sound waves in space.
Well, instead of having actual scientists and doctors there to help them like they used to with the old shows, I think they just have high school students.
Yep, they're asking their kids during their homework. Oh, what's a good sciencey thing I can put in my Star Trek show?
You're probably right. Kurtzman was probably helping. Does Kurtzman have kids? If he does, he's probably helping his kid with homework. He's like, "What's this? Oh, this is a tardigrade, Dad. Oh, interesting." No, I'm just kidding. That would mean he actually didn't steal it from somebody. But we already know that's bullshit. So
yeah.
So did you find your picture yet?
No, I can't find a picture of the Trek.
You know what? Nobody really gives a shit. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit to be able to do a screen cap.
Which scene are you looking for?
The Red Angel, the one when Saru sees the Red Angel, and Saru has better eyesight. That's why he can make out the Red Angel in more detail. It kind of looks like one of the Iconians, but it's probably Mikey Spock. I wouldn't put it. And like I said, everything is because Mikey Spock.
And that's where I get to. I mean, even 12-year-old is probably being too gracious. I mean, when it comes to Mikey Spock, it's like she's written by a fucking 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Super duper lady.
Strong female character. Dear God.
And then we get to find out about all her secret powers next week. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. So is next week the one?
Well, he has superpowers too, though. Did you forget that? He ends up becoming a porcupine and shooting out the time monster.
That went too fucking far. That was where it really kind of lost me. Thank you for bringing that up.
I forgot about it.
I can buy the logic of, okay, they've been, systematically killing them before they go through their puberty thing, right? Okay, and then so afterwards they turn into these vicious fucking predators, like
rage monsters.
And I literally mean like the alien predator in the movie, because it seemed like they ripped a lot of stuff off from there. But anyway.
They go through puberty, and then they get roid rage. Son of a bitch. It's just I don't know. For God's sake.
It is. It's just
I'm out of words.
It's so first level writing. Like, it's the type of shit your writing teacher would look at you and go, "Come on, you're better than this." You know what I mean? It's just, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rage on it, because this was one of the better episodes. Don't get me wrong. This is probably in the top 5, at least, if not top 3 of the series so far. But that's not saying much.
No, it was still really hard to look at. The camera kept moving. They did like an entire, a whole act or a whole scene where the camera is just spinning around them.
Yeah, they try to do that pretentious oneer shot there.
Oh God, I just so wanted to nail down the camera in that scene where they're doing the techno babble and figuring out that the society was, and it's like cockeyed one way and all the Dutch. It's like, just put the camera on, please. It's like, and even if that was the least of the show's problems, I wouldn't care. You know what I mean? It's just I've gotten to this point where that's like, this is the first time I actually noticed it, just because the rest of the show is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's nothing happening. It's just nothing happening. There's so much that they were trying to make happen in nothing.
Right.
They're trying to make him out to be like the leader of his people and to make him the second coming, and it was just boring. Like the only thing I was really interested in was like looking at the spaceships in this scene where they actually show the Ba'ul ships, just to compare them to Stargate ships to see like, okay, well, they're a lot more, they're kind of long and skinny triangles instead of the short fat ones. But they were still like, that was the most interesting thing, was trying to compare it to like Stargate.
Omega Bomb, thanks for the $5 super chat. I bet you the Red Angel is that dude from Short Trek. He is time traveling and messing with the timeline, trying to get back to his family.
We still have to watch those, don't we, Rob?
That would be too smart.
Short Treks.
I kind of forgot about those.
I did too, to a point. But I gotta say this, they're sticking with one sexist thing that Trek has always done, and I don't know if anybody else notices this, or if it's just me. Every female alien on Trek has always had softer features to make her look more human. And they did it again with the Kelpians. I don't know what it is or why they do that. I think it's just so they make the female of whatever race more attractive. But why? To me, it just seems kind of sexist. Why can't she have the same amount of gaudy makeup as Saru?
Mm-hmm. Well, they all kind of just look like corpses anyway.
Well, yeah, the ones from afar I think are either CG or just fucking face masks. But is it just me, or does anybody else ever notice this? And I don't just mean Discovery. I mean the entirety of Star Trek altogether. The female of every race has always gotten softer, more human features than the male counterpart.
Yeah.
Well, to make them more appealing, make them more
except for Discovery with Orville, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the exception thus far. But then what did they do to her this season? They softened her up. They tried to make her more appealing. They made her look more fat, but they tried to make her look more appealing, and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. That's because they're just bad at makeup. They're just bad at makeup.
Yep.
Yes, Joseph, they do. But if you notice, in every single alien race on this show, way down to the Klingons on the old show, the female of every race always has softer features and looks more human-like. Like his sister here, she didn't have the same kind of mouth setup he did. She had a smaller nose. She had a rounder face, a little bit more human features than he does, etc.
Women in general do have softer.
Well, in general, yes, I get that. But Eric Kelly's right. So Riker and Kirk can fuck him. That's why.
Yeah, I keep thinking of Borat now. You have a very gentle face and erotic physique. So I keep thinking of Borat. Yeah, they would like you. You not so much. Okay, that's enough of that.
I'll watch Borat anytime. I'm sorry. I love Borat.
Yeah. Females are soft. Don't tell Brie Larson that females are soft. Don't tell Brie Larson that. She'll remind you so that that's patriarchy.
And I'll just remind her that the cat is more popular than she is.
Let's not get on cat level now. We're here for Star Trek.
We'll talk about the supreme intelligence later. Okay.
But I want to think about kittens. I'd rather their cats are more fun than
well, if we have enough time tonight, we plan on doing a regular show. If not, but yeah.
Kitty.
But okay, so I think we all in agreement that we like the dick measuring contest scene the best.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We got to see Pike be a fucking captain, and we actually got to see a real captain for once on the show. Actually doing captain stuff.
Yeah, but he was still emasculated by Saru a little bit when Saru's like, no, I'm not going to do.
So that's okay. I don't mind that so much.
Yeah.
If it was Mikey, it'd been different. If Mikey would have been like, no, you're going to let him go, motherfucker.
I still call him Anson Mount Pike discount Ed Mercer, though. I mean,
he kind of is, yeah.
Oh boy. So anyway,
It's not my fault that Anson Mount is a decent actor and he's able to, I mean, we even brought this up and I keep bringing it up during the Inhumans. He was the only good part in that and he didn't even have any lines.
Help, I'm stuck on a bad show. That's what he'd be screaming right now.
Basically.
And then
Well, he was
Captain
smart
Hare.
with his own sign language, for fuck's sake. He put more thought into the fucking show than anybody else did.
Yep.
Captain Hare, $5 super chat. This season was supposed to lead up to the cage, right? The Red Angel is the Telosians setting up an intergalactic Tinder account for Vina.
You win the internet.
You know what?
That was good.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Oh, Eric Kelly, you know, Brie is so into alpha male types when no one is looking. Brie Larson is into the Johnny Depp types. Look at her last 3 boyfriends, but you know she's just like dying for some guy to fling her over his shoulder. You know.
Only when she's drunk.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt that Brie goes for the big, the big biker types.
Only when she's drunk.
Drinks.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll talk about
Bring me another rugged stunt biker.
Yeah. Meanwhile, girls like me have done all that before she even gets to the club.
Oh my God, these bikers! Give me another shot of tequila! Woohoo! She's a woo girl. She's secretly a woo girl. If people know what that means, woo. Yeah. Roger Brown. I like girls with butt. Yeah. Butt singular or butts multiple. All right, but anyway, we're getting distracted. I was saying about
big Asian butts, and I cannot lie.
That's right. I was saying about Susan Oliver. What is sad about Susan Oliver, who played Vina in The Cage. If you play Star Trek Online and you go into the Earth Space Dock, up in the mezzanine they have the placard, the where it lists all the Star Trek actors who have passed on and associated with Star Trek. Yeah, Susan Oliver's name is not on there. It's not listed, and I've actually tweeted and emailed Arc Games repeatedly. Susan Oliver's name is not in that list. You guys have got to fix that. And nothing so far. I'll have to check. Maybe they've added it, but still, Susan Oliver's name is not listed in that memorial. So that's a very, very gross oversight on their part. But anyway,
Stephen Klein says the Red Angel is really Nero. He's probably right because motherfucker's pretty svelte for just sitting there and laying on his ass for like fucking 20 years or whatever it was. Remember that?
Yeah.
In Star Trek
25 years.
25 years, he's just sitting there. Motherfucker's pretty svelte for just sitting there for that long.
There's actually a cut scene. There's actually a deleted scene where he's being tortured by Klingons in that, or Klingons.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm just saying.
How long do Romulans live? Let me see.
Who cares? Who's going to sit around and wait that goddamn long? 25 fucking years, really?
Mm-hmm. Culture, cuisine, design, society, homeworld, Romulus, society, design, fashion, biology.
I know, Captain here. I know. But he's just waiting, though, for Spock to show up was his whole thing.
Yeah. Do Romulans live as long as separate Romulans time waiting for two? Okay.
This is how exciting the show is, folks, that Rob goes on tangents about other things.
Dude, I was online shopping while I was watching
Yes,
this.
I had to rewind it. I had to rewind it a couple times because I kept spacing off onto other shit. But...
It's like I got up and was like showing off my Audrey 2 plush.
I'm like, I should go clean record or I should do something. This is, oops, I missed something.
It felt like a waste of time, is what it feels. It feels like just a waste of time to sit there and just watch this.
This episode, it felt like you're padding out the season, really.
It's like I could be doing my taxes right now. I could be, leveling up a video game. I could be doing anything other than watching this. And I think that's exactly who this show is for. This is a show for people who want something on in the background, who aren't going to pay close attention, but they can still say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm a nerd. I'm such a geek." And that's who this is for. Somebody who's not going to pay attention, some girl who's going to be doing her nails or, like I said, her taxes or something. it's these people who aren't actually paying attention.
That's right. That is right. For fuck's sake. So, but for God's sake, it can't. Well, I shouldn't say can it get any worse because there's always a chance it can get worse, and we've seen it get worse. And motherfucker, and why is that idiot Tyler Vox still on the ship? Dear God.
Tired of him.
They gave us no explanation of why the fuck he's still hanging around. Like, what the fuck is this all about?
They're still chasing after Spock.
He's our Section 31 liaison. You couldn't find anybody else.
Doesn't he have like major conflicts of interest on that ship?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you leave somebody who has no conflicts of interest whatsoever on the ship?
That's because there's like 30 people in the whole galaxy.
Yeah. Even Georgiou was like be a bad choice because she has too many conflicts of interest.
You wouldn't put Section 31.
Sorry, I said we learned that from the last couple episodes when she went and fucking blackmailed her boss, and then curried favor with Mikey Spock or Mikey Sue Spock, whichever. I know some people like it both ways.
I have a question. What's Mikey Spock's official job title? Does she have one?
She's super lady.
Pedestal sitter?
She's don't they call her specialist?
Well, that would make her actually, in a good mood sometimes, Mecca.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, specialist Burnham.
She's just like,
well, when she was taken out of prison, I was gonna say, didn't what's his face? That's what he basically gave her, was just like a special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was specialist Burnham.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty much just like what anybody calls a consultant. You have no idea what she does. She has a cushy, cinchy job, and she just shows up and she gets to tell a lot of people what to do. Who are they? Oh, they're the consultant.
That's kind of what I do here.
SD fanboy, if we were doing drugs or drinking during the show, we'd either probably kill ourselves or have a really bad reaction.
Well, it depends on the drug.
Well, I did actually have a chance to ask Seneca Martin Green what she does on the show, and this is what she had to say.
I'm Krispy Kreme McDonald's.
So,
thank you. Now I want Krispy Kremes and McDonald's.
So.
She made it happen because she can. She's good at everything.
She believed that she can. Oh, for God's sake. I would say try out the punching sound effects, but then we'd be accused of misogyny. So,
bitch.
That's right. Oh God. So I don't know. I don't. I don't know
anything. Okay. Well.
I don't know what else to say about this episode.
So, okay, let's go back to the beginning because we talked about it just a tad because they just totally.
Do we have to?
We
want to start it over.
About the B plot with what's his face who's been regenerated. What do you take of that? Culver, yeah. You notice how he acted? He acted like he didn't like Stamets anymore. He doesn't know who he is. So, what are they going to do with this character? What's your predictions on this shit?
I think they're going to try and be smart and clever by giving him some sort of conflict where he probably can't make love anymore because his neural pathways are still adjusting themselves, quote unquote. Yeah, his nervous system is still adjusting. But she doesn't know anything about his biology or biophysiology. Yeah, there's things in there like, oh, he doesn't have a scar anymore. That didn't make it. That was the thing that like made him a doctor, was why, because of how he got a scar or some dumb crap. I wasn't paying attention. But no, I think they're gonna try and do some sort of thing where they have some sort of a conflict of, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Gonna take away the gay.
I hate girls.
Are they really? Are they going to make him not gay?
No, they won't do that. I don't
Do you-
think they'll do that. I think
Do you have any church music? Yes, friends, it is time to pray away the gay. Come to Reverend Billy Cole Harness's Pray Away the Gay camp, fall in Starfleet. Yes, sir. We took this man, the young Dr. Culber, and we prayed to the Lord Jesus, and we cured him of his gayness. We can cure you too. Have a lesbian aunt. Have a gay son. We will pray away the gay with you. Only 3 sessions of $29.95.
It's funny you say that because I know I'm a bad fucking person, but sometimes I turn into a kid once again. And I drive during the week for, transportation. Sometimes I can't get shit for fucking radio stations where I'm at. I'm flipping through, and there's this Catholic talk radio station. I was so tempted to call in because
and prank them.
and be like, yes, I am no longer gay. I'm former gay. I'm not gay anymore. I went and I had this stuff done to me. It works. It can work for you too. And just go off on this big whole long tangent. How long until they
Oh no, it's a girl.
That's how bad I am, folks. I know.
I would do that too.
I don't have a Pat Robertson.
Pray away the gay was the thing I was gonna fucking keep saying.
I don't have a Pat Robertson impression. I'd be like, so friends, you have to pray with me. I have to pray that this young Puerto Rican man who was in the gay relationship with this pasty white albino fella. You have to pray that he sees the light and accepts Jesus into his heart, because through Jesus all things are possible. And we will make sure through Jesus he will not be a nasty dick sucker anymore. So.
Well, they're not going to do that. They're just going to make him go crazy. It's going to be something weird with his neural processors or something, and they'll just make him go crazy.
I'm going to hell, aren't I?
Oh, you're not going to go to hell compared to what I was going to say. So, yeah.
Now pray with me. Pray with me. Pray with me. Pray with me.
You haven't heard what I say about the Mary Sue writers on my channel.
We're gonna pray for those skanks over at the Mary Sue. Now we're gonna pray that they stop muff diving each other and find a nice man to settle down and have children. Now, don't
Why would they have to stop muff diving though if they get married?
Well, it's non-procreative. Don't you know that anything that feels good is evil? So. If it feels good, y'all got to stop doing it, because that leads to sin. Don't you know that? young lady, I knew a young girl in my congregation. She was one of those nasty muff diving lesbians, and I had to take her under my wing, and I said, now show me exactly what you do. Show it slowly. Now, hold still. Now I have to get my camera. I've got to make a record of this. Take pictures. Do that. Oh yes. Do that again. Yes. Oh, it was terrible. The things she did. Terrible, yet so titillating. So very titillating. I don't know how they do it. Oh, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and she found a nice man. She has and her best friend, Winona. She lives with them both. I don't think it worked, did it? I didn't pray hard enough. So, okay, I've gone too far. This bit's going on long. All right. Yes, we're all becoming lesbians and coming and study witchcraft. Yes.
You randy bastard.
So. We get complaints if we do voices. We get complaints if we do the soundboard. So yeah. So anyway,
I just thought of all the nasty shit I was going to say the other day if I called in. It's a good thing I did.
Now, she told me that she had an artificial penis. I said,
"Hey, it's okay to trick these churches that beg people for money."
Now, I said, how exactly does an artificial penis work? I mean, do you fasten it on with some duct tape? I mean, some crazy glue wouldn't that hurt when you try to take it off? I mean, you got a lot of hair down there, don't you? Oh, she said that she doesn't have no hair down there. I said, how can you not have no hair? The Lord put the hair down there for a reason. is to cover your unseemly bits there. So she got the artificial penis out and she showed me how it worked, and I swear it was a terrible experience. Oh my word, they were just a pumping and a sweating. It was just.
So you need to try it again sometime then. Maybe it'll be better next time.
Oh my word, young lady, it was just words escape me. I could not put into words, for I'm a decent Christian man, don't you know? But if you sent me $29.95 a month, I will.
I think Shifty's right. That is going a little spacey there, like Kevin Spacey the other way.
It's supposed to be Pat Robertson or whatever.
You're a whore.
So, okay, all right.
Help me pray away the gay, sir. Help me pray away the gay. Well, it wasn't really gay anyway. I was a catcher, so
Well, I've heard it's not gay if you're on the receiving end, but I've also heard it's not gay if you're on the giving end. So
who knows? Doesn't matter. I prayed away the gay, and I got married to my former lesbian wife. Yes, she's a little more butch than I am, but oh well. But I'm glad to be back in the church because, it was something I grew up with. But I always used to get jealous of the other altar boys, of course, because they got more attention than me.
We had to do. We did a bit in improv.
That was the shit I was going to say. That was the type of shit I was going to say. And see how long they put up with it. Oh, I was going to get worse. You got to feed into it.
We did a bit in improv. There was a bit we did in improv one time, and for some, where you just like do all kinds of crazy stuff, and it was just me and another guy, and when they yelled stop, you would stop whatever position you were in. You had to justify being in that position. Somehow, me and this other guy I got into a bear hug, and I just went, stop, and I just went, you are the best altar boy ever. So, you had to be there. So.
Well, let's get back to Star Trek and finish this up so we can actually move on to something we really actually want to talk about.
The Orville?
So the lesson here, kids, is...
No, I don't drink anymore.
No, so...
That's right.
Okay. I don't know. Like I said, the next week, I even forgot what was...
Just a little wine on Sundays, that's all.
I forgot what's coming up next week. I just, I completely...
They showed Spock in the preview, but I still think they're teasing us.
Yeah. Joseph says, okay, we beat the gay thing to death.
Yeah.
So, no. Yeah. Well, we did. We did kind of beat it to death.
Forget it. He's gay.
So, okay. I guess...
That was funnier than it should have been.
Well, there's the shit I'm not saying right now that's probably funnier, but anyway.
Type it in.
I've got what they call gaydar.
Gonna go there. Not gonna go there. So anyway, was there anything we all liked about this episode besides the dick measuring contest?
Yeah, the ships. I kind of like the ships. It was kind of interesting seeing the alien on screen. I could forget for a second it was supposed to be Star Trek and kind of get interested in this alien sort of.
Yeah, the alien was kind of cool, but it was not Trek. Yeah.
No, it's not Trek.
Yeah, like I said, there was one or two Trek moments, but that was it, and they were fleeting. Every Trek moment is fleeting. Like you guys don't know how to commit. It's a weird thing. It really is a weird. This is the most bizarre show I've ever seen. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It can't decide on a direction. It just doesn't. It's written by people who don't care for an audience that is indifferent, Well,
when most of the STD defenders pull down old Trek and say, oh, the old Trek's boring and the effects suck and this, that, and he's like, then you don't want Trek. You want something else.
You want Star Wars.
Or something different, yeah. So, and it looks like you got a fan there, Rob. Wandering Lisa wants a head pat from you.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's kind of naughty.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Where's the? Is there a head? Is there a head pat emoji? I don't know. Let me see.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, all I can do is give it. Okay. Well, how about a fist bump here? Well, the fist bump emoji. So there you go. There you
You're
go.
fired.
Anyway, so yeah, we've been demonetized since the start. I know that came up earlier.
And this discussion hasn't helped.
No, I'm sure it hasn't. But we're not going to cut off this episode. We're actually going to go right into talking Orville. Yeah, we're going to do the music, but that's because we're going to cut them up and re-upload them later. But just so you guys don't have to jump to one to the other, we're just going to keep talking here. But so stick around after we do the music and stuff like that here in just a few minutes. But yeah, so let's finish this up. Let's finish up this STD discussion. I'm sick of it. I'm sure you guys are sick of it.
I'm sick of it as well. Yes, it's fun. Yeah, let's. That's it. I don't care anymore. It's. I used to get angry. Now I'm just bored. I used to get mad at my school. No, I can't complain. Teachers who taught me were cool. That's actually like in the middle. That's a terrible kind of. I used to be cruel to my woman. I beat her and kept her apart from the things that she loved. That's
you listen to a lot of the lyrics in the Beatles song, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
God's gonna tell you. He's like, "I catch you another guy, I'm gonna kill you, bitch." No, I'm serious.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill you. You better run for your fucking life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Because if I catch you with another man, that's the end.
Little girl. I'd rather see
He ain't making no bones about it. There ain't no fucking hiding in that song. It's like he says it right in there. I'd rather see you dead.
Yes, exactly. How long before the SJWs start complaining about that?
Oh, it'll happen.
Oh yeah.
And of course, John's probably not even singing as himself. You know what I mean? It's just a part in the song. He's probably You've got the book there. What's it about? I'm sure, but
let's take a look. While we're segueing, hang on, let me take a look. I shall.
Yeah, because you guys didn't like my Bob Seger earlier. Woke up last night to the sound of thunder.
I thought it was supposed to be Bruce Springsteen.
No, Bruce Springsteen didn't sing Night Moves. That was.
I don't remember Night Moves.
That's the song. You don't remember Night Moves?
Well, I mean, I kind of do. I didn't really listen to
it. For no one, Dr. Robert, Good Day Sunshine, Yellow Sub. If I need someone here, run for your life. John developed Run for Your Life from the line, I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to see you with another man, which occurred towards the end of Elvis Presley's 1955 single, Baby, Let's Play House. Indeed, John referred to this as an old blues song that Presley did once, but in fact, it only dates back to 1954 and was written by a 28-year-old preacher's son from Nashville named Arthur Gunter. Gunter, in turn, had based his song on a 1951 country hit by Eddie Arnold, I Want to Play House with You, and had recorded it for the Excello label in late 1954. It wasn't a national hit, but it was heard by Elvis, who took it into the studio with him on February 5th, 1955, when Baby Let's Play House reached number 10 in Billboard's country chart in July 1955. It became the first Elvis record to chart nationally in America. Gunter's song was one of devotion. He wanted the girl to move in with him, and the line which took John's attention was an indication of the depths of his feelings for her, not a threat. However,
John took it to the next level.
Oh yeah, that's what we're getting to. However, in John's mouth, the lines became threatening. If he sees his girl with anyone else, she better run because he's going to bump her off. It was another revenge fantasy in the mold of I'll cry instead. The singer explains his behavior by saying he's wicked and that he was born with a jealous mind. Lines which contain intimations of later songs such as Jealous Guy and Crippled Inside. Although it was the first track recorded for Rubber Soul, John always cited Run for Your Life as an example of his worst work. Oh, it's one of the best songs ever written.
I was going to say, no way. That's a hidden gem, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. It was written under pressure. He said, and as such was a throwaway song. You know, one of my favorite songs actually is "Wait." The song, but the track, 2 tracks before that, because the running order, it's "Wait if I needed someone, then Run for Your Life." The Beatles don't appear to have had any great affection for "Wait." It was recorded for Help, first recorded for Help in June 1965, but not used, and was taken up again as the Rubber Soul sessions finished, but only because the album was a song short. Written mostly by Paul, it's an all-purpose song that a couple who have been separated, now that they're back together, everything's going to be all right. Paul's recollection is that it was written in the Bahamas during the filming of Help, and the Beatles, and that the late Brandon DeWild, the child star of Shane, had watched as he wrote it. Oh, okay. Okay, that's nothing too spectacular about that song. Freaking, and In My Life has a pretty big entry. Oh, and there's actually, oh God, you can't see. Oh, there's a picture of it actually. Hold on. There's a picture in this book. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, let's see if I can find this picture.
While you're doing that, they bring up in the chat Ghostbusters, the whole getting sued thing over the sound. The song being the same. Sorry, my kid's up here. Okay, put that up there. But anyway, what's ironic is, Huey Lewis sued Ray Parker Jr. won, and then ended up having to turn around and pay Ray Parker Jr. because he talked about it in public. So Ray Parker Jr. turned around and sued him for the non-disclosure agreement they had.
Oh man. There's actually screen sharing. Okay. Okay. This is actually when I went to London, I saw that. You see that with John as the doorman? Gentlemen, members only. That is actually the entrance to a tube station. I saw that when I was in London. That was actually pretty cool on the Beatles walking tour. Nice. The area still looks exactly the same. I can't remember what station that is, actually, for the life of me. But it's a segment for a TV show that they filmed. And actually, that was when the first time anybody in public had saw John with his glasses, I believe. That was filmed like about maybe 6 months. That was done 6 months before he filmed How I Won the War, I think it was. So anyway, yeah. So like I said, that's the picture that was in the book for In My Life. Yeah,
cool.
All right, I've been listening to the Ruddles a lot lately for some reason.
Well, that's a whole nother podcast. Let's wrap this one up. Let's wrap up this discussion on Discovery so we can move on to some Orville. What do you think?
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah,
okay, wrap up. Discovery sucks. Orville's much better. Okay, how about that?
All right, let's do our outro and intro. Let's go.
Okay, outro.
Captain, incoming message.
Intruder alert on deck 8. Enter authorization code. Command functions are offline. Automatic defense procedures initiated. Diagnostic complete. Sensors are functioning normally.
Yes, time for an Orville discussion. Yay! Yay! This is really breaking news music, but So okay. Yay! So let's Oxford Circus or Trafalgar, yeah. There we go. Oh, Claire, you're beautiful. We're a sight for sore eyes, Claire. If this episode hasn't cemented Orville's place among the science fiction elite, I don't know what will.
Right. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Connors. With me is Rob Gallo. Say hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
And with us, as always, is the lovely Mecha Random 42, the YouTube harpy.
That's me. That's me. And yes, I love Claire too. She's wonderful. Why is she so good and wise and wonderful and brilliant? And
Because that's
she's
what
an
happens when you
adult.
make a strong, decent character and you write
Yes.
a believable character who has an arc, who has, emotions, who has soul, and I don't mean that just because she's black. I mean that she actually genuinely has soul as a person. You feel for this person, especially when we get to the end of this episode.
Mhm.
We'll talk about this.
Oh,
This is a great
what
episode.
you mean? Not because she's black. Oh, what you mean by that, Tom Connors?
I had to say that because you're racist as fuck, Rob. And if I don't, you'll assume I am. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, what you mean? You racist as fuck, Mr. Tom Connors, you bald white-headed bastard. Okay.
I'm whiter than white bread, yes. All right, Rob, tell us what happened this episode. This was a hell of an episode and pick up from the last few. And it's a
lots. Yes, part one. Lots of stuff went down on this episode. Yes. So anyway, Isaac's playing with the kids, and all of a sudden, Miko and Claire walks in, and all of a sudden, Isaac just shuts down, stops working, and so nobody knows what to do. So they have to go. They have to do something. So their plan is to bring Isaac to Kalon 1. Because if anybody's going to be able to fix Isaac, it's got to be them, right? Got to bring him to the dealer. So Claire is very upset, and Ed and everybody's concerned, and so they go to Kalon, and they're pretty much, they're in orbit around Kalon, and they approach, and they're getting scanned. The power goes down, and so the Kalon send them landing coordinates. They land, and so they're landing Kalon, and it's a very kind of sterile kind of world. You see, lots of very metallic, very very shiny, lots of metal.
kind of like Coruscant, only cooler.
Yeah, filled with lots of guys.
I compared it a lot because it really looked like the design from Stargate Atlantis of the replicator homeworld, which is basically built by like
Blade Runner in there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's
anyway,
a lot of cool little nods.
Yeah. So anyway, the Orville lands, they dock, and they wheel Isaac out, and they're greeted by
You should
Kalon.
point out that they are the first humans to set foot on this planet. Because I think that's something you glossed over, was that no human has ever went to the planet before, and they've never. Yes. The only human interaction they've had is with Isaac.
Yes. Why do I always forget these details? Dang it. That's why you're here.
Well, so they're like, well, our robot shut down. What the fuck do we do? Should we take him to this planet? And the boss is like, I don't know. He's like, all right, well, what else? We don't know what else to do, and this could be a chance to, help. I'm paraphrasing.
To cement the Kalon getting into the planetary union, because
that brings us up to speed then.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, so they land, they disembark, and they bring Isaac out, and so they're informed that he hasn't broken down. He's been deactivated, that his mission is complete, and that they're going to make a decision whether or not to join the union. So they wheel Isaac into the I guess their lab. He wakes up. I've been deactivated. I have been inoperative for 36 cycles, and so he goes out to Ed, Kelly, and everything. They've been waiting a while because they said, do you guys have chairs? So they make a crack about chairs.
And one of my other favorite, funniest moments of this show happened when Mortis wants cake. No, I want a corner piece.
Oh, I forgot about the corner piece.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Lamar. Hey, Mortis, get some cake.
A corner piece with the I hate this party.
I hate this party. Yes. So anyway, Isaac informs Ed, Kelly, and I think Claire, and I think Malloy's there too, isn't he? Well, it's definitely Ed, Kelly, and
the stereo line was good too, Eric Kelly. That's true. When Ed describes the situation, it's like trying to let your mom set up your stereo.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, we see Vincent Garber again from the
as I forgot his name. Thank you. But those are like the funniest moments of the episode, and the party was really good. But then after that, this shit gets real dark. People kept saying that last night. I didn't get to watch it till today. I'm like, oh shit, what happens? All right, tell us what happens, Rob. Anybody who hasn't seen it yet, I do suggest you tune out and check back in with us later when you get a chance to see it, because I
Where's-
guess it sounds like
let me-
Reed said that in the UK that they're a week behind us.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah,
We have to.
Grimes can sing. Holy shit!
There is we're going to spoiler alerts, okay? So that's the warning. You're being warned right now. There are spoilers incoming. So okay.
Yeah, Joseph
So-
did bring up Scott Grimes' singing voice. Holy shit, he does have a hell of
Oh
a
my
voice.
god, yes.
But I did bring up he is a classically trained child actor, I believe, so that isn't surprising.
Okay. So now that we cleared that out. Okay, so what happens is that the Kalon appear to be stalling for some reason. Because like I said, it's a binary decision. Either we join or you don't join. There's no either or. So they have a party for Isaac, a going away party. And so Isaac doesn't understand what's going on, and he gives actually the Sally Field speech from the Oscars, which sounds incredibly lame.
Yes.
And yes, and Scott Grimes does this great song, and Bortus wants the corner piece of the cake because he wants the flour. Bortus is the best. And Ty gives Isaac a drawing of the family because he's been sort of like a surrogate father now. And Ty really doesn't understand what's going on, and so Isaac takes the picture with him. He looks at it in the hallway, and then he drops it, which is very kind of significant, and we'll find out later. So Ty finds the drawing, and he gets upset. Then we cut back to Bortus, who has found evidence that the Kalon are building weapons. They're building a lot of weapons for some unknown reason. So we cut back to Ty, and Ty's in the holodeck, and he's in a tree, and Claire goes in there. He's obviously upset. Well, if they join the Union, we might be able to come back here. Oh, but I don't want him to go, blah, blah. Well, okay, I expect you to go to school. Hang in there, kiddo. So she leaves, and Ty comes down from the tree, and he doesn't go to school. He goes through he disembarks. Why does this kid have access to to that main hatch? I don't understand.
Well, the security is as bad as Discovery this week.
Yeah.
The security is pretty bad, yeah. So anyway, he sneaks off the ship, and he's roaming around, and so he opens it. The Kalon are all over the place, as they would be, and so he's hiding from the Kalon. He opens a hatch, he climbs down, and he goes into this cavern, and we don't see what's down there. And Claire finds out he didn't show up at school, and then she's panicked. Bortus scans the surface. I have found him. He's in a subterranean level, 43, about 43 meters below the surface, or whatever it is. And so Bortus and Claire go find him. Bortus, Claire, and Kelly go find him. They find him, and so Claire's very relieved. And Tala. I'm sorry, Tala went to go find him. Tala, Bortus, and Claire find him, and he says, "There's something bad down here." Where? And he points to the end of the cavern. And Tom, what do we see? We see lots and lots and lots.
Corpses.
It's like Eagle the Living Planet's fucking dumping ground again.
Mhm.
Not even corpses, just bones.
Bones.
Bones, skeletons, parts, bits and pieces. And so Ed is suspicious that the Kalon are up to something. So Ed
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you. This is funny. I still think they should have shown all the chairs piled up before they show all the bones.
I know. That would have been good.
So anyway, Ed is suspicious. What's going on? And so they confront the Kalon ministry. Says, hey, what's going on here? What's this? What are those corpses we found? And so it's none of your concern. I'm making it my concern. So they confront Isaac while they're at it, and it said that the Kalon obviously the Kalon didn't happen by themselves.
Kalon is Skynet.
Yeah, they're kind of like
Pretty much,
Cylons
yeah.
and the Terminators, and yeah.
Pretty much. The Kalon, there's somebody, you figure the artificial life form doesn't just spring out of nowhere. They have to be created.
Well, and they became,
So-
whatever living being was dependent on them to the point where they became
They became
evolved
sentient.
beyond the humans or humanoids, whatever was there before. The humanoids got into a war. The robots are like, fuck this noise, and kill them all. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much billions. Not just kill them, they wiped out an entire race.
Well, like I just said, killed them all. But yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's parts of this we may not know yet. Who's to say how many of those people weren't killed before? Because as they said, they had a war of some kind. And we'll get into this shit later when we get into afterwards. But yeah, keep going.
So anyway, the reason why they're building weapons is that they've pretty much done all they can do on Kalon. Their memory banks, they don't trade in goods or services. They trade in information, and their information storage has been maxed out. So they're going to expand into the universe, which means they're going to leave Kalon. But they didn't send Isaac to see about joining the Union. They sent Isaac to learn more about humans so that they could determine whether or not they were worth, in their words, preserving. And they reached the decision that they aren't. And so the Kalon are launching a war of aggression against humankind. They're headed to Earth, and they needed a ship to get the defense codes to the Union. So the Kalon I wouldn't say stormed. The Kalon board the ship. They kill a lot of red shirts, and they take over the ship. And
I'm curious as to why they left a lot of them alive. I mean, I can understand keeping Mercer and Kelly alive, but I'm like, okay, so why didn't they kill a bunch of these other people? What's their plan? Because to these guys, I'm just trying to figure out, you know,
they would be expendable.
Exactly. So there's more to them, I think, than we're being fed yet, and we'll get into that. Like I said,
like I said, if the Kalon if they really wanted to wipe out everybody, they would wipe out everybody on the Orville first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's more to it than what we're being told.
Yes. So, but anyway, and that's pretty much where we left it.
Yeah.
That's where it leaves us. I mean, but wow,
a lot happened in that time period, and we're left with a lot of questions. And that's now we can start to speculate a little bit. And this is where I wanted to get to, because I have a feeling, not to predict everything out, I have a feeling Isaac's going to turn.
Yeah. Well, I think they set it up a little bit too with the little kid saying Isaac does have feelings.
Yes.
Because we glossed over a lot of that.
And notice because he's different than the rest. He was built specifically to interact with humans.
Yes.
And then there's, like I said, the whole reason why would they leave most of the ship alive? Yep. So there's got to be, they need humans or a humanoid something or other for something. And again, I think I just brought up a little bit ago, how do we know that majority of those bones weren't from the war itself? Because what the fuck are robots going to do with bodies? They just know they got to get rid of them. They're not going to give them like a proper burial. They're just going to toss them all in a pit. But they do admit that they did finish off whoever was left. Okay, we got that part of it, right? But again, like I said, there's got to be more to it, because normally Seth MacFarlane and whoever's writing this show is a lot more logical than, you know, we ever give them credit for, because they always seem to surprise us. And in this instance, like I said, it just seems too clean cut here for them to just be the straight up bad guys. I don't think they spent all this time setting up Isaac through a season and a half for them to just be the Borg. I don't see, there's got to be more to it than that. What do you guys think, Mecca?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to it than they're letting on, and I think that's because it seems like they're sprinkling little things in. I don't think they're gonna completely wipe us out, because that was the first thing I noticed too. Was okay, well, they didn't kill everybody on the ship. They could have just kept Ed and Kelly alive for the codes. They could have. Why didn't they? Why are they rounding them all up?
Stephen Klein said, I blame Gordon for pissing off the Kalons by making Isaac look like Mr. Potato Head. And they actually did bring that up.
Yeah.
We're so getting fired for that, or whatever. Or reprimanded, or whatever it was.
And actually, Avenger Mark II, $5 super chat. Battle of Wolf 3592, Electric Boogaloo. Yes. And I don't know if you noticed. Like I said, somebody brought this up. Norm Macdonald's name wasn't in the credits, but he didn't appear anywhere in the episode unless he was in a deleted scene.
I didn't
Deleted
see him in there anywhere, but he wasn't a focus. We had a specific crew that were focal in this episode, and like I said, there's got to be a reason they left them all alive, or they would have gotten everybody important off the ship somehow. You know what I mean? So there's a plan in place. I'm very confident in their writing. Now, I had bitched a little bit before. This is the kind of show I was fucking waiting for. Now, this pays off a lot of what we've been seeing set up with Isaac and Claire, and, pays off getting through some of the Bordis stuff, which, don't get me wrong, I've loved, but again, I pointed out the last few episodes, to be fair, that we were getting a little too much in the soap opera range.
I'm gonna look up the ratings while you're.
We looked them up the other day, and it was still holding pretty solid.
For this episode, for this episode,
I don't know if they'll be out yet, but yeah. So anything else?
They probably have overnights.
Anything else stand out to you, Becca, as far as like maybe possibly being able to predict how things are going to go?
Well, just for me, it was the little boy saying, "No, Isaac does have feelings."
Right.
Yeah, and the little speech that where Claire even like he's in the hollow simulator thing, the environmental simulator. He's up a tree. She climbs up the tree after him, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well Isaac doesn't have the same feelings that we have," when she's having this conversation with him. And he's like, "No, Isaac does. He has feelings. You just don't know. You don't get it." So I think that he's gonna know something, because I think this kid, they've already kind of sprinkled in that this kid's like really really super bright because he can play the piano. I think he's gonna kind of turn into our Wesley Crusher a little bit, only in a good way, I guess. So I think he's a little bit smarter than they're letting on.
Kind of reprogram Isaac in a way.
Well, I don't know if he's gonna reprogram him, but I think he's definitely gonna show some brilliance here and there. Yeah, without being like annoying.
He might say something that gets Isaac to realize what they're doing is wrong. That's where I think you're on the right course there too. That's my prediction anyway. What about you, Rob?
I think I don't think Isaac is gonna turn completely. I think he's gonna come back. I think he's gonna something. They're going to make it so that his programming. Remember, Gizmo's like programming works better with Claire than without Claire. Something's going to happen
because she's in her subroutines. He's adaptive.
Mm-hmm. Something is going to happen where that he will not be able to. He's going to have to exterminate Claire, and he will not be able to, and he will turn on the rest of the Kalons.
Well, not only that, he's got an identity now himself, and Pogo was just bringing up what I was bringing up before too, is that he's the only one with blue eyes, and he was built specifically for this mission, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe since he doesn't have the red eyes like the rest of them, maybe he's not part of their whole collective hive. Because I'm sure there's got to be some collective mind at some part, that's, because that's what these guys are kind of obviously being what's the word I'm looking for? Allegory for the Borg, kind of, in a way. Yeah. So I have a feeling that there's got to be like some central mind, and that's how they're going to end up defeating them. And the only way they're going to find out, of course, is Isaac. And Isaac can actually operate independently, probably. That's why I have a feeling that this is all going to come into play later. And like you said, the whole thing with he's going to come to a point where, he's going to actually have a moment of clarity to where, I'm going to be killed, basically. Because they said they're going to decommission him.
Yeah.
So, he's going to have some moment where he realizes, and like you said, it might be where they say, you got to kill Claire or whatever, and the whole ship or whatever. Just they give him that job to destroy them or whatever. And I don't know if they'll go to that point, but you never know. I don't want to shortchange them either, because they've been really, really tight with this writing on this show, and so good. Even in the worst of the episodes, I got to admit, there's times where there's twists and things that even I don't see coming, and I generally see a lot of this kind of shit a mile away.
Okay, the Orville for the 9 o'clock slot. I got TV better numbers. Okay, 0.7 with a 3 share, 3.04 million. So it's holding steady. But again, it's the plus 7 ratings that you have to take into account. That's where the Orville pulls in a lot of people.
Yeah, and Amar Rami says he didn't seem upset deactivated. No, he didn't at first, but we've noticed little hints and moments of things that he's going to have a twist or a moment, something that's going to probably...
Yeah, he's acting so much through this robot mask. He's a robot, and he's giving us so much more emotion than anybody on Discovery.
Exactly.
Right.
just with like a head tilt and with like how he stops and pauses for a second.
And I can't believe that they would get us this invested in a character to turn around and make us hate him like this.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they do that.
really don't.
I just saw some good news. Just saw some good news. The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, 0.19 with a 0.19 rating, 690,000 million viewers. Yeah, 690,000 viewers. It's down. Yes, suck it, Trevor. I'm pretty sure he does on the side, but anyway, so that there's anything wrong with that. But anyway, I'm getting off the topic here. Anytime the Daily Show now fails, I rejoice. So, what's left of the Daily Show? So, take that. Hold on, where's my sound effect here? Take that. Yeah, way to go with the sound effects there. Take that. Okay, fuck you. I got the thing muted. There you go. And take another one. And take another one. There you go. Okay, I got that out of my system. Okay, good. Alrighty. Yeah. I'm not Joseph. I'm not a fan of the Daily Show. Well, according to the ratings, nobody else is either. So, okay. Okay, we're getting off topic, or I'm getting off topic. Okay, but like I said, but this is how you write a sleeper agent. This really is. And Alex Klutzman, take a look. Take a look at the Orville. They've consistently done everything better than you have.
Absolutely everything.
It's amazing. And when you think when STD thinks, oh well, we have to, we're going to try to be more like we're going to try to be more like the Orville because and then people like us. And it's like, bitch, please. So yeah.
You're a whore.
That's right, you are. So, oh God. But this doesn't cement the Orville's place in science fiction lore. I don't know what will. Oh yeah, Tekkaman Blade. Yes, Yaphet saves Claire. And
yeah,
they're starting to get away. Yeah. So anyway, what else do we have to say about this episode?
Well, you didn't really give too many of your predictions, Rob, because you were looking for the ratings, but
yeah. Well, like I said, I think Yaphet is gonna save Claire somehow, and I think Isaac, like I said, Isaac is gonna have a moment of clarity, like I said, where he has to choose, and I think he is going to choose Claire because, like I said, and the Orville because his subroutines now function better with her than without her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna come to my subroutines have her presence has her presence her presence and her mannerisms and whatever have been fully integrated to my subroutines. I will not function efficiently without her. You must terminate the human. I cannot. He's gonna make that. I think he's gonna make that choice, and there's gonna be a moment where a machine is going to act in a moment of humanity.
Get rid of a perfectly good human.
Yeah, exactly.
Joseph says maybe this whole genocidal takeover is just a break to get the crew back for Mr. Potato. That would be exuberant and crazy. And would be
oh my God. That would be so wonderful, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it would. Yes. Oh, brother. Like I said, this is like I said, this is everything. Like I said, this is everything STD wishes it could be.
Well, we say smile when we talk about this show. Sorry, Mecca, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that they this is the show for like adults with going through adult things like children, parental issues. She's a single mom, you've got all of this stuff. She can think ahead a couple of steps beyond her actions. She really made sure that this is the right thing before introducing Isaac to her boys as, a potential parent. And this is everything that Discovery isn't.
They're fully fleshed out characters.
Yeah, and everyone on Discovery just acts like a bunch of children going through the motions, play acting Star Trek. None of these people are believable characters. Nobody can think two steps beyond what they're doing. And it is like a show for teenagers, and that's where Discovery it fails. It should be like the Orville is for people with brains and life experience and people who can pay attention, people who aren't just on their phone texting while they're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about the Orville.
You gotta pay attention. I got pissed at my kid because he kept bugging me. I'm like, if I gotta rewind this one more damn time, because that's an important part in the show because he was bugging me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, 89 people watching currently. Thank you for joining us, everybody. So,
Yeah, we do appreciate all the chats we've gotten so far because we are demonetized. Yes, we've been demonetized. Since
Yeah, always. That's my fault. I cuss a lot.
when aren't we demonetized?
Tuesdays.
Really? Tuesday? Well, it's
We did. I don't
'cause,
think we did last Tuesday. Yeah, we didn't get demonetized. I don't think we did.
not on Tico Tuesday? No.
No, I think we were okay for Tico Tuesday because it's not racist because she's not Mexican. So
Hey, Holmes, what is that about Tico Tuesday?
I like tacos, man. Or wait, what's a Tico?
Tico is that fat chick from like the last rabbi?
The Last Rabbi. I hate
Yeah,
that,
man.
man.
Oh man, yeah, that dude who goes on the on that planet Achu, and he's sitting there. Then the chick Ray, she goes, hey, you gonna teach me about the Force? And he says, go away, stupid girl. And while you're at it, go mow my lawn.
It was a stupid movie, man.
Oh man, that was a really stupid movie, man.
Yeah. Why would you jump to the other side of the mountain to catch a fish to jump back to the other side of the mountain?
Oh, don't you know, man? He's training for like the Force Olympics.
He doesn't use the Force, though, remember? He turned himself off from the Force. He didn't pay his Force bill.
Yeah, man. If you don't pay your Force bill, they shut you off in like 3 to 4 days.
I know those fucking bloodsuckers shut me off all the time, man.
Why do you think those guys with the stormtroopers? Why do you think they go around with the guns? They say, "Hey, man, you got to pay your bill." They knock on their door and they say, "Hey, man, you pay your bill yet?" No, okay,
Hey,
we're going to take your droid.
not here.
Hey, I'm looking for Dave.
Hey, Dave's not, but
Dave?
Chewie is.
Hey, this is Dave. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah,
Dave's not
this
here.
is Dave. No, this is Dave. Open up.
Dave? The stormtrooper Dave?
Yes, this is Dave. Open up.
He's not here, man.
You have 30 seconds to comply. This is Dave. Open up.
30 seconds? What are you, a pizza delivery man?
Citizen, this is the Imperial Guard. This is Captain Dave. Please open the
What?
door. You have
What,
30
the
seconds.
Imperial Hardhead? What?
No, this is Dave.
Hardhead what?
All right, get the blaster cannon up.
Dave's not here.
Yo, man, this is Lardass.
Hard hat.
Lardass.
No, hard hat. Hard hat.
Oh.
Who is this?
Oh, man, no, you're talking to Lardass.
Oh shit. Okay, we
Jeff
Jeff
Vader from the cantina. Yeah.
Oh shit. We got a super chat.
Another super chat. Yes, Clear Mountain, $5. What if the Kalons would have lived in peace with humans? Then STD, then they saw STD and said, "Kill them all." Yeah, that's the problem. He says, so the human race. That's the problem with the Kalons. They saw STD and they said the human race must be eradicated. Any species, any beings that would create such an abomination as this, they are not suitable for preservation.
Yeah, they're kind of right. We're fucked.
They probably be like, yes, we were thinking of keeping you alive because we were very impressed by your television program called Wheel of Fortune. And then we saw Star Trek Discovery and decided to kill you all.
Yeah, so
Go to hell, you mutant offspring of comedy people.
okay. What else do we have to say about
I don't know. This is just we're getting to a point where it's like, holy shit, the show's got me on the edge. I actually want to watch the show. I can't wait till next week. It's day and night when it comes to Discovery. We've been saying that since the beginning, so there's no surprise there. So we sound like we're doing nothing but repeating ourselves. But hey, this was not just great Orville. This was great fucking TV.
Yeah.
Yes, covered so many things. It just it's
And they have done such a beautiful job of earning all these character moments from us. Something Star Trek Discovery sadly lacks every single week. They try to put people in jeopardy. They try to get us in situations where we're supposed to care, but we just don't care. We got a character who's still alive. All we want is him back on the ship where he belongs. You know what I mean? That says something about this character. We're praying that he's not bad. You know what I mean? Because we fell in love with this character from the start. I said from I think the first review, I said this is going to be my favorite character you watch. I said that from the very start.
I started to get those chills that I get when I rewatch TNG, when I watch something like Drumhead, or when I watch Inner Light, or, one of those classic episodes, that just makes you say, or Darmok and Jalad. You started getting the feeling like you're not just watching a TV show, you're watching something special here. You're watching something that really is going to stay with you long after you stop watching.
And that's the thing about Discovery. It's just a TV show. I don't care about anybody on it. I can walk out of the room and not care if I miss anything. And with this, I care. I want to know. I don't want to miss a line. I don't want to miss anything they're saying. I want to know every moment, every detail. I want to go in and I want to watch the commentaries on the DVDs. I want to know everything there is about to know about the show because it's that good.
Yes, wonderingly so. At the Shaka when the walls fell, wonderingly so. Yes, Mercer at Tanagra. Shaka when the walls fell. So, like I said, we can't say enough good things about this. All I hope is that next week it's just as good, if not better. That's all I'm hoping for. And I can't wait to see where it goes. I really can't.
Well, I'm kind of scared because I'm generally I don't 9 times out of 10 when something's a two-parter, the second part sucks. It always seems to be a letdown no matter what it is, whether it's a TV movie that's a two-parter, whether it's a television show that's a two-parter, whether it's a movie that was shot back to back that's a two-parter. The second part always seems to be a letdown in most cases, not every case, but in most cases. So I'm like, oh shit, I this is the first time they've actually had a show that's really like a continuing thing. It's like, I hope they don't fuck this up. I don't want to lose Isaac. I don't want this to become some strange war that takes over the last half of the season. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to take over the last half of the season, but I think we're this is, like I said, it's going to be a turning point for the crew of the Discovery and for Isaac too. I mean, we're going to see, and this is definitely a turning point for the series. I think I hate saying that,
Oh yeah, because we're so invested in this character that we don't want to lose him, whether it's to the bad side or just in general,
Yes. So, but anyway, like I said, we're gushing. I know we're gushing.
Well, this is our data on this show, man. I mean,
yes. And how good is, like I said, Mark Jackson? I mean, like you said, for a guy who you can't see his face, how good is he in this role?
Exactly. Like he's using his whole body to act. He's using his mannerisms, and he's doing it as the character too. He's not just, you can tell he's a cybernetic life form that's like he's gonna take a moment. He's going to kind of process something. He's inquisitive. He's contemplative, and you can see that in his body language. And I love that.
Well, and I love how the writing and the actor and Seth and whoever else have made this character not once but twice surprise me. Because I remember saying first time, I said, I hope they don't stick with the shtick and drive it into the ground with him. Yeah, he's the smartest one on the ship, but he's stupid because he's a robot. You know what I mean? And they didn't. They played with it so well. Like the practical joke bit was everybody's favorite episode from last season. I remember everybody talking about it. You know what I mean? And not just on. I mean, in private parties and stuff like that. When we talk Orville, that'd be the episode everybody bring up because of the whole getting his leg cut off and that kind of thing. And it's just like people care about this character because they've done so much with him, and then they went and changed, and it surprised me again by taking what we thought was like an innocent little character and turned him into this basically bad guy. Now, I mean, really, if you look at it, he's a bad guy.
He became a monster in a heartbeat. Yeah. Like, you don't know me, like you have no idea what I'm about, and just it's kind of like wrestling when the hero turns the heel, as they say. He's a good guy, but now on a dime he turns and becomes the bad guy.
Well, this is Seth MacFarlane's answer to the Jason Isaac character.
Yep.
Because remember, Tyler Vach answer was a couple episodes ago. That's how you do this. You see, they telegraph the Jason Isaac shit way too much. That's the problem with TV.
Yeah.
Is they telegraph everything. This show has me on my toes constantly. Like, okay, so what are they going to do now? Because they're always, I think they're going to go left, they go right. I think they're going to go up, they go down. It's like, wow, every damn time and not only do they not just go down, sometimes they go sideways because I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? At least I would expect it down. They do shit I don't expect.
I'm sorry, I found some pistachios. So anyway,
right. Well, this episode is a prime example of that because I did not expect this, like out of left field. Like, wow, I did not expect this.
No, I just kind of expected they would say, "Oh no, you're too primitive for us to join the union." That's all.
Well, I mean, we kind of got a setup throughout the show. Don't let me say, okay, like on a twist, it totally got me. But I mean, throughout the show, this entire show had me on the edge of my seat. I'm like, okay, so what the fuck is? Whoa, they really have. Like, if they thought this through, if this was the plan from the start, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, if this was the plan from the start, that they were going to introduce this character in season 1, the very first episode, then my God, this has been one of the more brilliant plot twists. Not more brilliant plot twists, but this has been like I said, this is how you write a sleeper agent. They built this character up.
It is brilliant. It was very brilliant.
So they built this character up. They made you care about him, and then in like I said, he turns on a dime, and he becomes the greatest threat to the crew and his friends.
Not just the crew, but Earth,
to the entire planet, to the human race. I mean, like I said, and this is how you write a sleeper agent.
Yeah, Angry Mr. Fibble. Thank you again. Isaac and Jason Isaacs. A coincidence? Just like the whole thing with they basically called what's her face the same.
They called her Tyler, yeah.
Tyler, yeah. You know you're clever, Seth, but you're not that damn clever.
Well, Isaac is a sort of like a play on Isaac Asimov.
The robot.
Well, yeah, we played it off like that, but it is ironic. It is very ironic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, like I said, and they did this without having to go to a mirror universe. They did this without having to, having to
Stranger Things, and
it was a believable twist. It wasn't
it was
like out of nowhere where you're like, oh, come on, no. Like we said before, we was getting a little soap opera. We could have went that soap opera route, and it could have been a totally different character turn on him. That could have been Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, come on.
That's what they would have done in Discovery. Well, it's like Tilly. Exactly. He had that stupid thing out of nowhere.
Yeah, Dan. I'm just glad Dan survived.
Well, David Rod says he expected it. Well, and that's cool. I mean, I never really the way they set the character up, he was so innocent, and he was our Data on the show. So I just never, even though normally I do see these kind of things coming, I didn't this time out. I really didn't. I give them credit for it. So they fooled me.
Yeah, I have my mic muted. Yeah, they fooled everybody. That was the thing. They pretty much fooled everybody. It was great. They set it up, build up, pay off. They paid it off. That was the
Well,
thing.
you can tell they did it well because nobody's hating on it.
Yeah.
Look at like what happens on like what the hell's that? Walking Dead and shit when they do something. And they how much hate did they have when they killed that one fucking character? I don't even remember the name.
Don't know. I don't watch Walking Dead still.
Help me out here.
I was it past
Negan
2014?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was probably after I stopped watching it.
It was when everybody quit watching it. But anyway, it was like you this could have totally been a major gamble is what I'm trying to get to, is like to do this to a character like this. But we're still invested. We still, no matter what the outcome is, we're still there. You know what I mean? And that is a testimony to how great the writing is, how great the characters are, how great this show is. And we suck its dick on a weekly basis, but hey, give me some more. I'm sorry.
How many people were saying last year, oh, the Orville doesn't know what wants to be. The Orville is it's a cheap ripoff. I mean, but this is where it came into its own. It really is. This is where everything sort of German culminated into this one episode. It ties up so many other things. And like I said, now it is the Orville.
Oh, Glenn from Walking Dead. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I just remember everybody got pissed.
Oh, that was years after I stopped watching.
I never watched it. So
that's my point, is you can't just take a character that everybody loves on a dime like this normally without people losing their fucking minds. But people are on the edge of their seat wanting to see what happens next, which is a testimony, again, like I said, not to repeat myself, but how great this shit is. It's like, how hard is it to make decent Trek? It's not. Seth showed you how easy it is.
But you have to care. That's the big thing. You have to care.
And you can't argue, to a point, it is a TNG clone in a lot of ways, but you can't argue that it isn't on its own in a lot of ways either, because this would be like if we saw, and we brought it up early on, a Star Trek show about a ship that's not the first, second, third, or usually your last choice to go to, because it's full of the fuck-ups for the most part, And that's something we hadn't seen on Star Trek. And like I said, this is like seeing Star Trek, but we actually get to see the bathroom for once.
Yeah, and this could clearly fit into the Star Trek universe as the B crew, as the last ship you think of.
And it's a great example of showing how you can do something new and fresh within a universe that's already been established and not piss off the fans. And it's not even Star Trek. It's not even Star Trek.
It would take very little for this to be Star Trek. That's the thing.
I wouldn't even care. The little things, you could tell me this was Star Trek and I'd believe you.
I mean, like I said, all you got to do is change the uniforms and iconography and, change some of the protocol, just.
That's where I'm talking about the cosmetic shit. I don't care. You could call this Star Trek and tell me it's Star Trek and I'd believe you, and I would totally overlook the comm badges and the little bits of
Yes, like I said, very easily. This fits into that universe very easily.
And this is
and it doesn't make a difference.
In an entirely different universe, this is closer to Star Trek than the one that they're insisting is our universe.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like we said, you know what? It's at the point now we don't care. This really, for all intents and purposes, is Star Trek. It really is.
I agree. This is my Star Trek now, because before Orville started, I found myself watching a lot of TNG to, get through a lot of the shit before we had to deal with, and, anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not sure. Yeah. Orville's a mid-level exploratory ship.
Yeah.
The Orville's a mid-level exploratory ship. Yeah. Yeah.
I save Orville always for second, just like the reviews, on purpose. It's a hell of a chaser. It's a hell of a chaser, my friends.
It's a palate cleanser.
It's so good.
Yes, it is. The other, like I said, it's a mid-level exploratory ship. Like I said, these aren't the best and brightest. Like you said, these aren't the best and brightest. They're not necessarily fuck ups, but they're not.
Yeah,
Claire is the only one. Well, besides Millar.
Millar.
Oh.
Malloy.
Did I just call him Millar? I'm sorry, Malloy. And there's a few bright spots, but that's the thing. They're like that. Seth got it right. He made them the ragtag football team that nobody wanted, but ends up winning in the end because they all have special qualities that nobody tapped into before. And all anybody ever paid attention to were their flaws. And the only one on this ship who really is like not really necessarily on the level as the rest of them is Claire. And she's just there because she knows they need them. Or she needs they need her. Ugh, I can't talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even then, they're still more competent than anybody on the Discovery.
Well, yeah, because they actually give a shit about their jobs and they follow the prime directive and they live in a universe that we believe that Star Trek would be like because that's what they've shown us. And how many fucking 700 some thousand episodes, of Star Trek and movies to where we've seen what this world is supposed to be like, and STD ain't it. I don't care how you shovel it at me. It just
you brought up a really good point. This is a world that we want to spend time in. This is a world that these are characters that we want to be around. This is, like I said, it's a bright, colorful world. It is a world that is full of hope and optimism and good lighting. and as opposed to this was the STD where everybody hates each other
and everybody's a bunch of high school idiots.
Yes, and nobody, and everybody's just there to make Mikey Spock look good, and everybody, they're constantly at war, and nobody gives a shit about anybody else, and the captain's a dick, and just so much potential wasted. So anyway, like I said, these are people you want to spend time with. You look forward to seeing them do things that aren't related to their jobs. Like you want to see Malloy and John Lamar hang out, and drink beer and just, hey, Bortus, let's watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And they do like I said, they do stupid shit. They play practical jokes on each other. Malloy with the beer bottle. Remember the episode Home?
Yeah.
Always wanted to do this. He throws the bottle. Oh man, it gets squished. So like I said, it's they're normal people. Well, not normal, but nobody's normal. But they are actual three-dimensional people, and not cardboard cutouts in service to one person. So. Yeah, I haven't got much more to say. So
no, that's just it. All we can do is just sit here and gush on the show. I don't know if you guys wanted to do a regular show yet tonight or not, but yeah, let's wrap this up because we got another part to this to kind of wait for. So we can't really, we can guess all day what's going to happen.
I know. I can't wait till next week.
Yes, can't wait. Oh man,
they just better not parents Philip us.
So that font was absolutely that font was absolutely ghoulish, Terrence. So okay, so
the second part of Identity will not be seen this week, so we can show you this special. Terrence and
not without my anus. Why do they call you ugly, Bob? Because he's so hideously ugly. He looks exactly like everybody else.
Yep.
Oh shit! Now we're getting up.
Okay, kids. Like I said, can't wait to see you next week. Any closing words?
Can't wait till next week. Like you just said, this has got me on the edge of my seat. I want to know what the hell happens next. I give a shit about these characters. I care about Isaac. I want him back. Somebody brought up, he kind of started acting this way when they got back to his planet. Maybe again, the whole hive mind thing is something I'm not wrong about. To where, as soon as he got close to the planet, he connected like to the Wi-Fi.
It makes more sense than Sonar in Space that they went back at again.
Right.
It does make more sense than Sonar in Space. Anything makes sense.
People who used to work for TNG actually work for this show. So there's verisimilitude.
Everything makes more sense than sonar in space. So, all right, kids, I haven't got much more to say.
Let's put it this way: I science was by far one of my least in my courses in high school. And if I'm calling bullshit on the science, that's bad. Because the only thing I'm worse at than science is probably maths. So, if I'm calling your maths or your sciences bullshit, then something's wrong because I suck at those two things. So,
Yeah. It's written by people who just have no idea what Star Trek is.
Stephen Klein says the Krill come to the Union's defense. I'm like,
maybe
you never know.
Maybe that's see, now you're thinking. That's the thing. There's possibilities, and we're talking here. I love this compared to STD. We're just like, when is it going to be over? We know what's going to happen next. It's like
the Krill would be sitting back and say, "Hey, you know what? It's only a matter of time before the Kalon get to the Krill homeworld." So,
yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, kids. Like I said, I haven't got much more to say. You guys got anything more to add?
No, like I said, I love that the discussion is happening. I love that I'm jazzed about the show. I love being happy about something because people accuse us of always shitting on everything. But it's like, you know what? It's not our fault. It's not our fault. This shit is garbage. And I understand.
Oh, you just have to open your mind to it. You just have to turn off your brain.
You guys understand, we all come from backgrounds like myself. I come from, a video background, so I've seen all kinds of movies, and writing background, so I've had training in that kind of shit, and I've actually worked on independent films and shit. And I know Rob's worked on films, and he's a great writer. And Mecca, you do your own shows and write your own stuff. So I don't know what else you've done besides that in the past, but I'm sure you've had some kind. I don't know what you went to school for or anything like that, but you obviously know your shit. You know your Trek and stuff. So,
I was glued to the television and radio, and I studied this. I know what writing techniques you need to use, and that's whole my
classic, yeah.
Yeah, like the 1960s television, you can learn pretty much anything you need to learn by watching the Dick Van Dyke Show.
There you go. See, she's from the school of life, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I trust her judgment on shit. I go to her, Rob, anytime I got a question about something, usually. So, again, we don't like a lot of this crap because we've seen it a million times, or we can tell it's garbage. We know it's garbage because we've seen a million things like it before, and we know exactly what they're up to.
And where they're going.
Yeah, and this show is made with love and care. And I'm just so fucking pissed they didn't let Seth MacFarlane make a Star Trek show. He would have made such a great fucking Star Trek show. And this is the example of it right here.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This is the Star Trek show he would have made. You could tell.
It would have maybe been just a tad bit more serious, but other than that, it wouldn't even have to be. The moments in this show are no different than the moments we love about TNG and bring up when on a regular basis about, funny shit. I am not a married man, and shit like, those kind of moments fit right in with this show.
Flesh Eater says, "Hey, wait, you all hate everything. What? Wait, what?"
That's just it. We get told we hate everything. It's like, well, I'm surprised about some of the shit I do sometimes, but I love being surprised. Don't get me wrong. I totally love it. So I don't go in with an agenda. I want everything to fucking pleasantly surprise me. If everything could be Orville, if everything could be Venom, if everything could be, what's something else this year that surprised me? Bohemian Rhapsody, or last year anyway. If any of these things where I went in thinking they were going to be garbage and ended up loving them, I love them moments. Love them, so I never would hide them. I would never hate something afterwards, even though I really liked it, just to hate it. I went in thinking I was going to love Wonder Woman. I didn't think it was that great. I'm on the minority in that. I thought Spider Curse wasn't going to be that bad, and it ended up being worse than I thought it could be. It just, sometimes you have these things, and I know people loved both of the examples I just brought up. But I have my issues with both of those, and it doesn't stem from anything more than my experience watching films, watching television, reviewing films, writing, doing the shit for a living.
It's like, seriously, have you guys seen my wall of DVDs behind me? I kind of
Right.
know. I kind of have seen everything.
You got more than the Library of Congress there.
No, not really.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of obscure
You're
stuff.
a
Like, I
loony.
don't have to. A lot of the stuff I don't have to see because I can just tell where it's going. I can just like watch Mahler's review of a lot of stuff too.
Well, the most common thing is they would say, well, there's only 7 stories that have been told throughout human history. It all comes down to the execution, really. So
In a way, yes, you're not totally wrong, but I feel that's kind of a short-sighted view because there's so many different ways to tell stories and so many different stories you can tell, and you can make any story engaging, any story. So, I mean, look at Jaws. If it wasn't for the actors in that movie, do you think we'd still talk about Jaws to this day? No, because the shark looks like shit. But we don't give a fuck about what the shark looks like. That's not why we love the movie. You know, it's got 3 of probably arguably some of the greatest actors of their time in their fucking prime in a tight ass, kick ass story where you give a shit about the characters because they spend time setting up these people so we care about them. And that's what this show does. It spent a whole season and a half setting up a character that if it was in any other show, like I said, if they did this to him, we would be pissed. But we trust them. We trust Seth. We trust them to take care of us. We know that we're in good hands.
yeah. Well, okay, kids. The great release is upon me.
Sorry
So-
to break that to you, Joseph. No, it's not a real shark. I'm sorry.
No. And most of the time they couldn't get the shark to work, which is why you
Why
don't
the
see
movie's
it.
so damn good.
Yeah.
And in Jaws 3D's defense, Jaws 3D looks a lot better in 3D, like it's supposed to see. But all right, sounds like Rob has to Jaloja, and if I'm going to talk him into another show tonight or tomorrow, I better let him do so before he makes a mess. So let's get out of here, Captain.
All right. If you like what we do, hit like, subscribe, the bell icon on here and on the main channel. Head over to Patreon. Patreon supporters get all kinds of bonuses, bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge making of videos, early cracks at new stuff, and more. Plus my 10-minute stand-up set. Yay! You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. If you can't do that, please support the channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing. Mecca, tell them about yourself and your channels.
I am Mecha Random 42. I'm usually here. I have my own channel where I complain about Captain Marvel and I squee at cute kitty cats. And what else do I? Oh, I complain about Star Trek Discovery. That's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And Patreon, Twitter, all the things.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
Yes, mostly Captain Marvel now. So
Well, we'll talk some Captain Marvel probably next chance we get here, whether we do a show tonight or sometime this weekend. We'll try and let you guys know here soon, one way or the other. I'll try and figure out how to use that announcement where you type in stuff for like the messages on the YouTubes.
on the YouTube.
I'm so technically declined.
The community tab.
Yeah.
That thing.
All right, kids. Well, I'm gonna close it out because we found a new Star Trek, so I'm gonna close it out with
Captain. Incoming message.
that's our new. We got our new Star Trek. I should put all Orville sounds for
Enter
this now.
authorization code. Command functions are offline.
Dream on, skin tube.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it.
Diagnostic complete. Sensors are functioning normally.
Check you guys out later.